Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Arrow. So let's start talking about this episode. So this is the big episode where Constantine returns to a DC television show. So a little background information if you don't know. Constantine was a show on NBC which got canceled, but had a really big cult audience. So Stephen Amell petitioned to bring Constantine onto the show. The writers had a way to fit him onto the show, and now Constantine was in the show. So also with this episode, we get to see that Sarah has escaped, and she's running around the city, killing people with short hair that look like Thea, pretty much. And she wants to kill Thea, and Thea understands this because of everything that's been going on with her and the Lazarus Pit, and she gets attacked in her apartment. So she goes to the hospital. She gets attacked again. And now they really got to figure out how are they going to capture Sarah. And they're able to, and also have a plan to bring back her soul. I was going to say Stephen Amell. Oliver and Laurel work together with Constantine to bring her back in a magical way. And she's back. And that's pretty much the episode. And also, cliffhanger is some Hive stuff that we get to see that Diggle's brother is connected to Damien Dark in some way, and his files were erased, but then he got them back. That's pretty much it with that story. And then something that we all could have guessed because it's been already announced that Ray is alive, but Felicity and Mr. Terrific find out that he's alive. So that's the cliffhanger, and then now next episode's going to be about Ray and trying to get him, and it seems like that Damien Dark is holding him. So, let's dissect this episode. Let's start talking about Constantine first, because he was the big part of the episode. And let me start out by saying, finally the flashbacks were relevant. Finally. They were pretty interesting, because you got to learn about Constantine, a little bit about how he knows Oliver, and then it actually coincide with the present story that Constantine is brought in to save Sarah. So this is probably the best flashback since the Deathstroke days. Again, finally relevant flashbacks. This is exactly what we need. Even if the flashbacks don't have to be every episode, they could be every once in a while, only if they're relevant. That should be what Arrow's been doing, but they haven't been, and that's not their way of doing things. And I thought Constantine was a really good addition to this episode. I'm not saying I want to see him join the cast of Arrow, but I would like to see him utilized a bit more in the DC universe. Of course, Arrow is a good fit because I think the magic side of things is really interesting and it fits the Arrow world more than like the Flash, because the Flash deals with metahumans. I think he fit really well, especially with the Damien Dark story, which he has some magical powers going on. And I thought his personality fit kind of the tone of the story. It was less dark, obviously, because the NBC show was very dark, and Arrow is a bit lighter this season. But yeah, it fit. I really liked him, and I hope maybe we'll get to see him in Legends of Tomorrow. Maybe not this season, because it seems like they have their pick characters, but it'd be kind of cool if they have a new team for season 2, which I think is the route they're going with Legends, and add Constantine. That way the fans are happy, and I thought he actually had a really good kind of introduction here. Maybe if they did the show next season for Constantine, it wouldn't have gotten canceled, because this would have been a lead-in for fans to watch his show. So, but yeah, he was great this episode. He was a great addition. And I really like this episode because it actually healed a lot of relationships, and lies don't last very long on Arrow anymore, and that's always been a big complaint, is about the lies on the show and how long they last, and they didn't. And finally Laurel and Oliver are able to confront each other. Laurel says, "I don't know why you're a hypocrite, and I just feel like you don't really trust me, you don't respect me." And this episode's really having Oliver realize that he was wrong once again, and realize that Laurel's the equal, and they're finally showing their friendship again. It honestly feels like season 1 Laurel in a lot of ways. It's not a romantic relationship, so Felicity shippers don't have to worry, but it's finally having a stable relationship between Oliver and Laurel, and their scenes were really powerful this episode. Every hallway scene with them usually does really well, and it does it again here, where Laurel actually does tell her feelings and why she hid stuff. And then Oliver finally understanding, because his character has grown so much since the beginning of this show, and season 4 you just have seen it really, really shine his character growth, and now he's really fixing all the relationships that he has. Thea, of course, was great in this episode too, and as you know, Thea is my favorite character. Even though she was kind of used to be flung around a lot, I thought her fights, or at least the fight in her apartment, was really well done. I mean, Sarah's obviously a better fighter than her, and I think she held her own for the most part. She was able to escape. I still want with that scene, just because I think of a comic back in Judd Winnick's run where Mia Dearden, which is a character that's based on Thea, she was running away from a villain once in her high school, and she had this like little plastic arrow that she threw at him. I feel like now that Thea's been attacked multiple times in her home, she should keep like a little arrowhead in her pocket, that way she could throw it at people. I'm like, that could have been a really cool scene if they utilized that, but they didn't. I do think they did a good job at that scene of her running away. And then she gets attacked again in the hospital, but I like how Thea takes it so maturely. I really like Thea's point of view here, that she kind of finally admits her feelings about the Lazarus Pit. She's been hiding away from it. She's been using humor a lot to deflect what's been going on with the Lazarus Pit, but now she's really finally realizing this is a problem, I have to deal with it. And she admits it to her brother. She's like, yeah, you know, I know exactly how that feels. I still have the bloodlust also. And then she also admits it to Laurel too, and says, I know how that feels, and I have this bloodlust against Roz, but he's not alive. And there's that moment where Thea says, you know, I'm okay with you killing me. I understand. I think it's the guilt because she killed Sarah, and also because she's in the same boat. She knows how it feels to want to kill people. You know, she knows what the bloodlust feels. So I really like that connection with the Lazarus Pit, and I think it progressed Thea's bloodlust story and also Sarah's story. So I thought the utilization of the bloodlust and the Lazarus Pit story was very well done here. And also Thea was used as a tool to kind of help Oliver see the light with Laurel, where Thea's like, yeah, Laurel was there to help me, and you shouldn't push your friends. I really love that moment in the lair when they're just training, and then Thea's able to give that, you know, that knowledge to him. I think they really help each other, and that's what I love about that relationship. Oliver's just training Thea to be a better fighter at that point, and then Thea's kind of training Oliver to be a better person. They really are helping each other. So I love that kind of protege moment there. So I enjoyed that. I guess the lackluster parts in this episode are the things we already knew. I guess the suspense of it. Because of Legends of Tomorrow, we knew that Ray's gonna be alive. We knew that Sarah was gonna be okay. So there's not a lot of suspense because of it. So I guess it's outside the episode of why I think this episode, or at least the negatives of this episode, were there. It would have been more suspense, like, oh, you don't know if Sarah's gonna be alive, you don't know if Laurel kills Sarah, you don't know what's gonna happen, but you do. And then again, even the cliffhangers weren't as good because of it. And another complaint, again, was that Diggle cliffhanger. I like they're digging more into Diggle's digging more into Diggle's story. But I didn't really understand why they used that shot, and you didn't really get to see any information. I was a little confused by that. So, yeah, overall, this is a really character-driven episode, and I think it really progressed the plot a lot, where we really needed that. We needed the Laurel-Oliver friendship to be better. They touched upon the mayor stuff. Also mentioning they did introduce Thea's new love interest, which I'm interested to see like how he's gonna mix into all this. Is he a vigilante in some way? Is he a villain? Is he a nobody, you know? I'm really curious to see what he's gonna do, and I thought he had a good introduction. So it was cool to see more of the mayor stuff and that side. Yeah, the strongest characters here being Oliver, Laurel, and Thea. I thought they had a real time to shine. And Felicity had some good humor here too, and I liked how she was supportive with Oliver. So overall, it's a really, really solid episode, and I thought Constantine was a great addition to the episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Ray. I think there's going to be a bit more twisted turns because we don't know as much with his circumstances with Damien Dark and being trapped there, but again, we know he is going to be alive. So, but we don't know if he's going to stick around until Legends of Tomorrow. Will he be part of the plot? How's that going to work with the whole Oliver-Felicity relationship? Is he going to like be part of the team for a couple of episodes? That's something we're going to have to discover next episode. Also, it seems like we're going to get the girl power episode next week, which I'm super excited about. And we better get like a discussion between Thea and Sarah talking about the Lazarus Pit and like talking about Thea killing her. So let's hope we get that next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links from my comic book, like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.